Hello, darlings. We are live. Unfortunately, we again don't have the right title or the ability to change the title, so that's a bit unfortunate, but um, what can you do? We are live with round six. Wait, let me set everything up. Is this working? Wait, what? The game already ended? Surely not. No. Okay, I think that's a bug, probably. Hope that doesn't happen with Diana's game. So Diana is going to be playing, well, she's playing Sarah. She's playing her friend Sarah. And we're playing Jabava London. Woohoo! In honor of Daniel Narditsky, his one of his favorite openings. Um, and Diana was very excited to play this. So we'll see how it goes. Does it work for you? It doesn't work for me for some reason. I don't know. I don't think it works for you either. Adam. Gokul tried as well last time, but it didn't work. Um, yeah, Diana didn't. Well, we didn't log into her Twitch. Forgot that we were busy prepping. Anyway, so far so normal. So we came with a bit of a surprise, made her think for a minute, and then made her think for 3 minutes, and now we're gonna make her think for even longer, hopefully. Um, so there are several options here. Um, there is queen takes d1, which is, well, it's a thing. I mean, I don't think she necessarily wants this. Um, yeah, I mean, it's a thing. It's a thing. Um, but yeah, this is something Sarah could go for, because Sarah is of the opinion that Diana is very good at endgames, which, is, has not is not a fringe opinion, let's say. Um, but the main move is queen a5, and then c3. You take, and then queen a4, knight c6. You take, and then I think it's g6, um, knight f3, bishop g7, and then I think she wanted rook d1, and then all sorts of things happen. Um, I think the main move here is actually queen e3, um, and you trade and all sorts of things. Um, but she wanted rook d1, and I guess she has some ideas there. Um, she watched some video. I We prepped some other lines, and she found this one in a video, and she was like, "Okay, we'll go for this one." So we'll see how that goes. I can definitely see queen takes d1 being played. Well, hmm. Actually, okay, listen. I had a game yesterday, okay? I was playing a tournament, Amsterdam Open, that was happening right outside my door, basically. How did my tournament go? It was decent. I think finally almost at 1900. Um, I think I gained like 15 points or so. I won all my white games and lost all my black games. So I don't know. It wasn't like the last game was really annoying because he just had this weird line prepared. It was like this, um, and I was like, "Oh my God, what is happening?" It's very strange. So he took, and then he played e5, and I was like, "Okay, I mean, what the hell? That's really weird. I've never seen this before." And of course, I could play knight d7. But I was like, okay, whatever. I'll take the pawn. I don't see like immediately that's bad. Then f4, everything blitzed out. And apparently you can take here, which I mean, I don't know. It seemed a little bit wild to me. And then you play knight d7 here, and then you play f6 and e5, which, okay, I will say I didn't really consider this. That seems rather big-brained. Um, so f4, so I played e4, bishop e3, and this is like equal. E6, castles, king e8. Apparently you can also play king c7, but I was a bit afraid of bishop d4. And the thing is, these endgames, they can get really sharp. Like, you don't think of endgames as being super sharp, but like, if you have these early endgames, you can often lose very quickly. There's this there's this endgame in the Scandinavian as well, in the knight c6 Scandi, where you gambit a pawn, and if they try to hang on to it, you get like an endgame that's like almost winning. Um, in some cases. Um, and was yeah. Anyway, this guy was like 2050 or something. Um, and he was super well prepped, and actually held on for a long time, but then in the end I lost. Um, but it was a cool game anyway. Okay, so Queen takes d1 played. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I hope Diana. um, yeah, I hope Diana looked at this because I told her, I feel it's likely that she's going to do something like this. But okay. Also, computer apparently wants f3, which I mean, okay, interesting. Wouldn't be my first thought, but I guess that's a good sacrifice. Very interesting move. So here it wants bishop f5 instead, then c3. Yeah, I don't like bishop b5 as much. Like instinctively, I mean, it's totally fine. It's not a bad move or anything, but I I do like the idea of playing c3 here a little, not here, but like something and then eventually c3 and a little bit better instinctively, but um yeah. Anyway. Oh, hello, Laws. 10 stream watch streak thing. Um we should maybe actually, now that I think about it, because our title isn't working, we should maybe put like a little round number thing in. Actually, doesn't this already exist? It does. Aha. Except it's not round 5, it's round 6. Okay. Just, well, actually, I wonder if we wait. Let me just try something. Maybe I'll. I did suspect that I wasn't cut. Cut. Yes, it's true. Wait. Let me just quickly see. Maybe we can put chess results on. Um, maybe we can put the ranking list after round 5 on. How about that? Um, do, 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 do. 1 second, sorry. So we'll just put a little. We probably don't need to put the whole list. Maybe we can just like cut it off on Alice because otherwise it won't really fit too well. Okay, maybe we'll do it like this. So here. Okay, maybe we'll put this down here and then how about that? Okay, there we go. I think that looks acceptable. Okay, 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 okay. Let's do it. Um, so, I'll also give you some crucial information to understand what's happening here, okay? So, um, did anyone play King's Gambit? I doubt it. I doubt anyone played the King's Gambit. I can check for you, but I doubt it very much. Did anybody play the King's Gambit? No King's Gambit here. Well, here the F pawn is on F2, so it can't be a King's Gambit. Also F pawn on F2, F pawn on F2. On all the games, the F pawn. Well, not Indiana's game. That isn't on F2, but oh, speaking of, no longer. So she did play F3. I like it. So, well, I mean, I guess she threw in bishop to B5. I'm not sure if we had to do that. Um, but it's okay. I mean, that's fine. And apparently, the correct plan is to play with F6 and E5 here. Um, oh, and F6 was played, in fact. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, restricting the knight and going to restrict the bishop soon. Okay, castles, E5, bishop E3. Um, and then maybe C3, castles, B4. Yeah, and what do we think about this position? A little bit imbalanced. I mean, black has these pawns and white has this, well, I mean, yeah, these other pawns, I guess. Um, what do I prefer? I mean, I hold it with the computer and say it's equal, but yeah, definitely looks like an interesting sort of position to get. I'm not, yeah, we'll see how well she looked at this. Um, but all these moves seem very logical. Um, could also play c3 here. I think it's all going to end up similarly. Yeah, so good stuff. Let's look around a little because other games are very important. I was going to give you context. So context is that in the main is shockingly leading the tournament at the moment, which is worrying in the sense that she's much lower rated. Um, I don't know what has been happening with her this tournament. It's very odd. Um, because she had a couple of bad tournaments recently. She was at 1870 and now she's been doing really well. Um, she was even winning against Marina and got a draw. And then she took a bye, which she got half a point for, which I think is a bit of a scam in a championship, but okay. And then she also beat Sarah. Um, and she's gaining 70 rating points because she's got K40. Um, yeah. So, yeah, what I'm saying is, um, because she's so low rated, she normally wouldn't be on the Olympiad or in contention for the Olympiad team. Um, but if you win this tournament, or well, not if you win the tournament, but if you win the Irish Championship, which basically means um, if you're the highest finishing Irish Federation member, then you you know get first place. You get an Olympiad spot, um, which is well, I mean, worrying for Diana in the sense that that would be one of the spots that she could have gone. So yeah, that is what we're saying. Yeah, laws exactly. Yeah, there is applications for that. So, um, in some way, we're hoping that Tosh finally beats her. We're hoping that in another way as well, because if Tosh wins, um, Diana wins, then she's very likely going to play Tosh in the final round, which means that she's got chances to win the tournament. Because Marina is out of contention, at least for the Irish women's title. She can, of course, win the prize money and things, but she can't win the title. Um, okay. And Tosh here playing against the French. Um, I don't know these variations too well. I wonder, is this theory or are they apparently not really? Wait, let's see. Oh, wait, she played Bishop E7. I didn't even see that. Okay, I didn't really pay attention to the move order. Okay, that's very unusual already. Although, I don't. Wait, let me just go to Lichess for. I don't trust the chess.com opening database very much, like much else in chess.com. Let's see. What does Lichess say? So apparently, um, it is kind of rare, this exact position. And usually people play b6, apparently. Um, so they play b6, I guess, with the idea of trading your bad bishop. Um, but here, c5 instead, which is also reasonably common. Queen g4, makes sense. And now g5 was played. More common is king f8. G5 seems to have been her prep still. Um, then DC, and here the most common move is h5 actually. Um, but she played knight c6, knight. No, never mind. Bishop b5 was played. Here, most common move h4. And never mind, sorry, knight f3, but best move h4. Um, Bishop b5, and here Licha says novelty. Chess.com thinks there's still games. Interesting. Um, so what was played then? H5 now. Um, Bishop takes c6. B takes. queen a4. Okay, makes a lot of sense. I mean, now the bishop is really basically playing against the idea that sometimes happened this opening, as we saw with b6, to free the bishop. Here the bishop is the least free I've ever seen a bishop. Um, and we're also attacking this pawn, so there's no time to take here. Um, kind of indirect defense. Um, so queen c7 and now bishop e3. I like this, I think, for Tosh. Um, and this isn't the mains prep anymore. Um, she's been thinking a little. So, yeah. What are we thinking here? Okay, knight h6 played. Um, interesting. Makes a lot of sense. I mean, it's a typical square for the knight. Knight might go to f5 next. By the way, also we should note that this pawn is also immune for the same reason. Um, although this one isn't as clear because you've got some follow-up. But um, yeah, probably you're losing too much. If you could teleport your king from the back rank, that might work. But as is, not going to happen. So, okay, what should we play here? Hmm, it's an interesting one. It's not easy per se. So maybe just knight f3 because we want to develop. And then we have to wonder what happens after g4. And I think we can just go here and we even cover f5, which would be nice. So what if they play knight f5 instead? Oh, wait, we're attacking this pawn now as well. Now they can take here because it's check. Oh God, where do we go? I don't know. Do we have ideas? So king d2, at least we connect our rooks, and there's not like there's any follow-up because checks are covered by the queen. So probably king d2 is actually pretty safe. And then maybe we can, like, you know, bring ourselves to safety. And c6 is also still hanging, should be noted. Yeah, okay. I mean, this could be promising. And we also can just bring our knight back with tempo and basically chill. Yeah, I don't mind this. I don't mind this. Hopefully Tosh gets something like that. We would really like her to do some things. Okay, castles, e5. Okay, Diana, is she thinking? I mean, she should really be playing. What else are we thinking about? Because, I mean, if you play something like this, it doesn't drop the bishop, but it does drop this pawn with check. And why would you want to keep your bishop there? So I think this should be an instant move, more or less. Oh boy. Hmm, I don't know. What else is happening? Let's look at some other games. Maybe two. For example, how is Alice doing? I guess those are really the only interesting games. Well, okay, let's also have the Marina game open, I suppose. Um, Arpita has been, I don't know, she's is interesting in this tournament. She's been doing decently. Diana beat her with in a very nice game. I mean, it was kind of beautiful, but yeah, interesting. I mean, I have no idea what's happening. Wait, let me just see. So, wait, so is this Bishop D3 variation? I mean, I don't know Najdorf, so phew, who knows? Arpita seems very chessed, you know? I'm very confused because it was very strange. So, of course, she's Indian. Okay, so that's always makes her dangerous, as in like she could be very underrated. Um, but she played a tournament in Ireland against like some old Irish guys and lost rating at 1600, which is very odd. And now she's doing really well. This is very, and she's like prepped deeply in Najdorf theory. Like I don't know, or I don't know if it's prep, but at least she's playing very quickly. Um, and here apparently Alice made a mistake. E4 not good, which makes some sense. I mean, you want to keep your things together. On e4, the pawn is quite far extended, and it is attacked 3 times. How are we defending it? Um, not sure. So I'm a little bit confused. Okay, so bishop c5 was played. That was an idea, I guess. Okay, so if takes, then we protect it with the knight, although the knight can always be kicked. But maybe she also has some ideas. Maybe she wants to play e3 to disrupt the king a little, or something like that. Um, so b4, maybe she wants e3. That's an interesting concept if that's what she wants. We still have to think where we put the knight, though. At least we can get some tempo. We can here. We could, for example, play queen c7, attacking this knight. It's a little bit loose, though. I mean, queen c7, something. Mm, no, I don't think you want to go back. If you go back, you might get wrecked soon. Knight e6 or knight a4. Maybe knight e6. Um, and now you are all sorts of discoordinated. And I kind of like Black's position. Um, but yeah, that would be interesting. I can see her coming up with this for sure. It seems very natural. But then I don't know if she. Um, I doubt she had this planned before she played e4. She now took 10 minutes or 9 minutes. Just an interesting one. Oh boy, I'm tired. This what nightly prep does to you. And then we ended up playing. Well, we prepped two different things. One was the Jababa London, and the other, um, the other was something in the Caracal, which shall not be spoiled. Um, but the ultimate idea was um, because Sarah used to play the French. Um, Now she plays the Caracal mainly, but could, of course, still play the French. Um, and Diana played against um, Marina, and she played a King's Indian attack. And it's kind of common knowledge that she doesn't really play much else against the French, um, which means that um, maybe Sarah could just play the French to force her into King's Indian attack, and that's not what she wanted. Mm. So therefore, we decided against e4. We're gonna decided against e4, but maybe in the future, once the French has been figured out, that could be an option against her. H3 lines where, Owen? Okay, Caro Prof. I didn't know there were H3 lines in the Caro. I'm uneducated on these things. I have my pet line, which my my little invention. Well, it's not my invention, but like my little thing that I've been playing is oh sorry, no. My little thing that I've been playing is this. Um, and something like you know something like that. Yeah, and so on and so forth. Wait, sorry, what am I talking about? I see. I'm so tired. I can't even. Okay, I I don't know what I'm. I was like my brain was trying to understand what it was doing, um, but it didn't succeed. Okay, anyway, I've been playing that a little bit online. Oh, H3 in the exchange. Right, right, right. Well, the thing is, Diana does play the exchange, um, and Sarah knows that she plays the exchange, but also everybody in Ireland seems to play the exchange in various ways, um, because there are quite a few, I guess. Um, like I always play like what I thought. Sorry. Um, wait. Oh yeah. Um, I'm so lost today. What the hell? My brain isn't working. I can't even. What the hell? That's crazy. I can't think at all. Like I always play this, um, and then this kind of thing. Um, but there was actually one game that I saw that went like this. Wait, no, was it like this? Yeah, like this. Um, that somebody played against Sarah. Um, and then there was also an H3 line that somebody played against her, and I mean, I don't know. Definitely things you can do. But you know. Okay, so bishop e7 played. I would really like to see c3. I think that is called for. And then long castles, and off we go. So c3, long castles, b4, and yeah, I don't know. Maybe we can attack without queens for a little. It's always fun. Some queenless attacks. It's kind of a, I mean, it's not the easiest position to play though, because endgames are going to be difficult sometimes against these central pawns. Have to be kind of careful. Okay, knight d2 was played. Oh my god, what in the world is that? Knight d2. Okay, I guess we're trying to get here, or what's happening? That is, hmm. Well, okay, so what I don't like is that we block our bishop, so I'm thinking, can we move our knight now somewhere? I probably don't want to go here. So what if we go here, attacking all sorts of things? Um, maybe here, and things trapped. Okay, so I guess this never really works. Hmm. Oh boy. The tiredness is tiring. Yesterday I went to Lidl between my rounds, um, and I wanted to get Red Bull, but they only had sugar free, which I was like, no, you can't be doing that to me. I'm not, I ain't doing that. Um, so I blame my loss in the last round on that. They didn't have the proper fuel for my fire. Okay, so another thing we kind of hope for is, I mean, would be nice. Would it be nice? I mean, maybe it doesn't matter so much, but like Marina losing, then Diana could still theoretically have a chance of catching her as well. Although she is 1.5 points behind for the moment, then she'd still be at least half a point behind. Let's see how Alice's game is going. Wait, okay, so kind of something like, wait, so what happened here? Okay, knight takes e4 instead. Okay, similar kind of thing, except the dark square bishops are already traded. But okay, I don't mind this. Hmm, the structure is a bit, well, I mean, I would like to have an extra pair of pieces here, but yeah, I think it's okay. Um, although, okay, I don't know. So rook e8, maybe. The thing is, it's a little bit awkward. Like, we can't really keep our bishop. Um, so easily. Although, actually, now that I think about it, so we could we play Queen B6? So Queen B6 takes here, check, pick up the knight. Doesn't work because King H2. And I thought, no, I guess nothing works, huh? We don't really have. I thought maybe we could get like a fork in somehow, but no. Um, no bueno. So I guess if we wanted to unpin, we'd have to play Queen C7. And then after takes. Oh, so what? That's protected. I'm so dumb. What? Okay, don't listen to me today. Jesus Christ. That's cringe. Sorry. Okay. I won't do any analysis anymore. I can't see the. This is what happens after a weekend of chess, you know? You can't. You can't see anything anymore. Yesterday after the game, I was talking to my opponent as well, and he was like, I mean, he wasn't saying that, but like, I was saying, oh, I even like at one point I wanted to play a rook move to a square. Instead, I moved the knight there. I was like, what? It was both were fine, but I was like, okay, I was deciding between moves. I mean, the knight move, I definitely didn't want to play it. I decided actively against it. I thought, okay, it's just a little worse, and I don't want to play like that. But then I just took the knight and put it there. I was like, what? Why did I do that? That's ridiculous. So yeah, a bit weird what's happening to my brain. And I was talking to the guy about it, and then I was trying to describe the situation in which this happened. And it was like, yeah, when I played knight to rook to no, wait, knight to rook to d7, e7, I couldn't like even think of the square anymore. I was like, what is happening? My brain was fried. Oh boy, okay. How's the Tosh game going? Oh God, long castles. Dear Lord. Let's go. Okay, apparently good for black. Fucking hell. Um, nice. Great. Brilliant. Um, Marina's game. Emma seems to be better. Seems to be playing perfect game so far. I mean, it is a Catalan. This is a very odd thing. Like, you'd think that this is a very bad thing. Like, what I find when playing the Catalan, I wouldn't want to play it against someone much lower rated than me. Because, okay, sometimes I'm going to get like very smooth positional wins. But sometimes I'm going to mess up a line and then I'm going to get such a bad position that it feels like not worth the risk. I mean, we don't associate the Catalan with like danger, but if you don't know the lines, you can sometimes give the C pawn at the wrong moment and then you don't win it back and then something really bad happens. Um, I've had, well, I feel like there are some opening disasters waiting to happen. Okay, knight c4 check was played. Um, Computer hates it. Oh, computer hates this move even more though. Let's go. Okay, let's see. Let's figure out why it hates it. Um, so computer wants c3 here. Um, and yeah, we were saying that this is capture, it doesn't work. So then knight d5, bishop f2. It's not so clear, I think, but okay. Um, so here it wants king to e6, which, to be honest, makes a ton of sense. That it does feel like the most intuitive move. I don't know why we want to be on c7. Anyway, okay. So c3 was played, and now we're apparently better! Better! Let's go! And I mean, b4, right? I mean, this looks, yeah, I mean, this is basically like the other position we had, except black castle long instead of doing this. And that's just bad. That's just clearly bad. I mean, clearly much worse. If we compare and contrast, how do I connect stream elements? Owen, I don't have any access to anything right now because we forgot to log me in on Twitch. Well, the thing is, normally I can just change it because I have, like, I'm just in her account. But I'm also like, I don't want to um, be like logged into her account on my regular browser. So I just open like a private window to log into her account because otherwise, I'm not on my account, which, yeah, I mean, for obvious reasons, I would prefer that. Um, so yeah, that's why I have to redo it every time we stream. And then like that wouldn't be a problem, but there's like two-factor authentication. So um, yeah, so because of that, mm, can't can't do it. Okay, c3 was played, knight c6. Oh, we wanted to compare and contrast. Sorry. Um, so if long castle's here, then c3, um, we get this position with the light square bishops on, um, and yeah, like otherwise very very similar, right? Or even, well, I guess a little bit more sensible would have been if she played c3 here, and then long castles, and then b4. We get this exact position that we got now, except with the light square bishop still on, and the king and rook like this. So um, I don't know. Definitely not the greatest. Okay, b4 played. They're playing so quickly. Um, I don't know what's happening with that. Are we? Is there a competition on that I don't know about? Hello, Frezzo, by the way. Um, okay, so looking at the computer, it says king to f2 is best move. And yeah, that's not going to happen, I would assume. Maybe. I mean, it's not totally outlandish, but I don't see her playing it anyway. Also, the second best move, rook c1. Also don't see her playing that one. That, no. I mean, king f2, no. I mean, this one, no. King f2, I can sort of see, like, it makes sense to me at least. But rook c1. Rook c1. And I guess the idea, if you go here, is then you go king f2. So does that mean though that we're only playing king f2 so we can play rook c1 next? Oh my. Okay. I don't know. Listen, engines. Why? Okay. Let's think about this. Why do we want our rook on c1? I mean, I guess a big point is we don't want to trade rooks, which I can understand, but this seems like a drastic measure to avoid trades. So then do we want to like play this? But how do we ever, I don't know, it doesn't really, maybe we play b5. Let's follow the line just for kicks. So let's pretend they play this. Okay, and that seems natural to me, even if it's not good. And then We go here. Let's see how long it takes until the computer wrecks us. Um, Computer wants king e2. Okay. Now you go back. Guess that just cost you 2 tempi. Um, okay, now it wants rook b1. Okay, a4. That seems better. Seems more natural. Okay. Let's not play rook d3. Let's not play rook d3. Okay. King c1, rook d5. King f2 anyway. And then you should be pushing your pawns. That also makes sense. That also makes sense. Huh? So king e2, f4, bishop g1. It's a wild position. It's a wild position. It's a wild position. But I doubt we're gonna see this. So let's get our predicting hats on. What does Diana play here? Apparently also good is rook takes d8, which, I mean, also wouldn't be, be high on my list. But okay. I would just, okay, I mean, I guess it's not that easy. Both your pieces are pretty much where they want to be. So I guess the other thing that would come to mind is b5 or a4. So if we play b5, it's a little risky because we're like putting our things on squares where they could be taken eventually. And then we play a4. I mean, it does look kind of nice, doesn't it? As long as our bishop's there and our rooks are more or less present. So takes, rook d8, maybe. Let's say we just play some simple chess. Okay. And then it says this is just equal, which, I mean, I definitely like white though. I mean, surely, right? It seems easier to play for white. Although, on the other hand, you don't have a passed pawn as white, but you do as black. So I don't know, maybe. But it also feels like you can get a good square with your king. Ah, okay, so you play e4 right away. That gives the bishop a nice square. And then you just trade it. Goodness me. Okay, I mean, this is some engine bullshit. Okay, b5 played though. Not too hard to understand that this might be appealing. And the thing is, like, I don't understand. So Sarah, normally very circumspect player, right? Um, but now you got yourself in a position where, okay, you can't really think about much here. You have to play knight b8. I guess you could play rook d1 first, but I don't know. I'm not sure if that is any good or well that it matters much. Anyway, it, probably the bigger deal is that it doesn't matter much. So then you play knight b8. You're not really happy about it, probably. Although I don't know. So knight b8, a4. What if you play here? What was the idea? I guess Do we just stick here now and make a draw? According to the engine. I mean, I don't see it personally. I would, I would think about something like this. Apparently nothing at all. I mean, it's true that this knight is excellent. Like this knight just can't really be attacked at all because this pawn controls all the squares. This knight controls a6. Kind of feels like nothing is ever happening. Meanwhile, let's say well, I guess you wouldn't want to do that, would you? Oh, fool. Shame on me. Apparently. See, I would have thought, okay, 94, I would have thought that might be a mistake because here, king a6. And then after rook b1, I can just go knight takes h3 and knight takes e3. Okay, yeah, rook a6. That's king a6. That's good. Um, but it doesn't. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if you go into this. Is what I'm saying. But we'll see. Okay, knight b8 played. Makes sense. I mean, there's, as I said, nothing much to think about. So I hope Diana doesn't rush it. Um, is I guess one thing to think about. No need to overdo it. But on the other hand, I mean, you kind of forced into things here. If you do, well, actually, you can play rook d5. I guess you can do this. Yeah, actually, no. Why not this? This seems very nice because you don't have any any squares here. So yeah, what do you play? Engine wants b6, but that's oof, I don't know. I mean, I that's not the move you really want to play. I mean, I would think I'm in potentially quite well. I guess I guess you can in fact just trade things, and then you have to be careful that you don't lose your pawn. So maybe a5, b8. But no, but I don't know. I mean, this I would think that white might be close to winning here. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, engines engines know more than we ever will. So it's interesting. Um, okay, let's look at some other games real quick. So Emma apparently made a slight mistake here. Okay, that is a weird move. Bishop b4 is a weird move. Why are we doing that? Why are we doing that? We would love for you to take our bishop here. I guess she thinks, okay, this is my good bishop. Let's not trade it. This is her bad bishop. But I think simplification suits you in this position. Because you have play against this, sorry, with this majority. Um, so I think this would be quite nice. Um, yeah. Okay. How about Alice's game? Actually, this is annoying me. Wait, let me just. Okay. I want to have it so it says the names in the tabs. Okay, there we go. so I don't have to search before I find them. Okay, so what was played? Oh yeah, we looked at well, yeah, we kind of looked at this, and she did play Queen C7. Played it quickly as well. Um, and I think Alice is doing quite well here. Very decent. Good resource. Sacking a pawn here, getting that weakness on E3. Um, I like how she did that. No, no, I don't think it's right. I think it was just like we can look at it, but oh, actually, let's do it like this. Um, we can look at it, but this happened like out of the opening. Well, I mean, I don't know because I don't know what exactly happened. So now we're getting the moves still, but it's definitely not it's not over. Although here you are apparently winning as white, but I mean, not like yeah. Anyway, but like it's a normal game. They're definitely didn't end yet. How the how is Dana at 3 points, by the way? What's happening there? What's up with that? I didn't realize. And she's wait, how is she playing Mandakai if she's on 3 point? Oh, never mind. That's already in. Never mind. Okay, she's not at 3 points. Thank God. The smartchess.com already added the score. I was like, what? That can't be true. She can't be on 3 points. Um, okay, Queen F4 was played. Maybe Queen B6, Queen C6. Just targeting this weakness or targeting this, targeting something. But I guess if Queen C6, then what actually? I mean, we're attacking this. The bishop moves away at some point. We're also on the C pawn. Rook E1 apparently. Aha, clever. So if you take here, then you play E4, I assume. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. That's a little bit deep, though. I mean, not deep. It's two moves, but like it's a little bit. You'd have to think about it to get there. It is a classical game, though, so thinking about it is legal. Um, what Tosh is struggling against Nemain, who's playing a perfect game. I don't know what's happening. I swear, like it's very strange what's happening. Very strange. After she like dropped so many points, suddenly she's like, boom. Because if she played like this in the Irish, she wouldn't have lost points. So she must have really had like a bad tournament there, um, or a really good one now. But you can't really have a random good tournament. You can't just play super well if you're not good. So you can only have a bad tournament in that way, I would say. Hello, Kuklo. By the way, darlings, we're at 60 out of 100 on our plus goal for October. We need to reach 100 within. Ooh, we don't have many days left, do we? Damn. Darlings, we only have like 5 days left. So get on that, I would suggest. Defo, get on that. I don't know. I'm just a bit shook by the main doing so well in this tournament. Okay, Diana thinking after knight b8. Thinking for a while now. Oh, wait, there was a move here. Oh God, another mistake. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Rook f1. Ah, that seems, yeah, okay. Rook e1 seems a lot more natural. Yeah, never mind. I don't mind that so much. Although apparently still a mistake. I was like, what, rook f1? But no, okay, rook e1. Um, so decision up for black. Do we want to play bishop f6 or do we want to play f6? F6 keeps this construction stable and nice, and you have ideas of expanding in the center, which looks very attractive and gives you prospects of um, getting your light square bishop into play. But on the other hand, something I've really been into is, I don't know why, um, but well, bishop f6, the idea is that you're activating your bishop and you don't weaken e6. Um, it's a kind of a decent battery. Rook might come to b8 at some point as well. Not like anywhere in the super near term, but like eventually. Um, kind of ties down a lot of white's pieces. Um, and now it's not doing anything. So I think that would make sense. Um, I kind of feel like it's more likely than f6 because if you play f6, actually no, I do think f6 is more likely, and you just play king f7 probably. Yeah. No, actually I do think f6 is more likely. f6, king f7, and then like, and then you run down the board, in broad strokes. But we'll see. I think both make sense. Just like on a purely intuitive level, in Blitz, this would seem a little bit more to the point. Just because you can then keep your things safe and, um, you know, get an attack very quickly. But positionally, this makes a lot of sense to expand in the center as well. So I don't know. Both seem like good options for black, to be honest. Yeah, but attacking c5, I don't know how much good that is. Anyway, I was doing. Queen b6 was played. Okay, very nice. Maybe repetition. Draw. Um, I mean, Alice. Well, I say she doesn't want that, but hold on for a second. Here, 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 here. She did play Queen c7 back, so and she played it quickly. So I don't know. Is Alice just done with this tournament? Is she like, no, whatever, I don't care? Or is she hoping that her opponent, being up a pawn, is gonna do something else? I think it always makes sense to repeat once, just to give your opponent that option to think about it. Especially if they're up a pawn and you want the game to continue. Why not repeat? You know, if they think they have a good position, they can make a different move. I had to reject so many draws this tournament. People kept offering me draws. One guy offered me a draw 3 times. before I won. I was like, come on, I understand. Like, I understand you think this opposite color bishop endgame is a draw, but it's not. So stop offering me draws, please. Oh well. Um, any news in Diana's game? No. What are we thinking about? Did we not consider this move before we played b5? Where what's happening here? Were we like, oh, the knight actually could go to a square? Interesting. How interesting. Or is she now thinking, oh God, she can actually attack this? What's happening? But I think she should quickly figure out that this is actually very nice. I mean, if the computer wants b6, I think this is very, very hard to play like that. Very hard to play. Well, I mean, okay, you might get there just by process of elimination because everything else. What else are you playing? I mean, you can go back, but like, surely you're not helping yourself. I don't know. This doesn't look that much better than the other variation. I won't like her move. Knight d6. Oh my God, why? Why did not? Knight d6. But but why? What's the big point? Why do we can't even take on a7? Maybe we can. Can we? Maybe we can. So rook takes here. If you take there right away though, then rook takes d1 and you're gonna lose, I imagine. So what if you take here? Okay, but so I don't know. Okay, I mean engine doesn't like it, but yeah, I mean the pawn structure isn't what you want. If you had it like, the pawn was on b4, I think that would be um, more promising. Or if your king was already somewhere towards the center. Um, hey Halvard. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that seems unnecessary. She calculated for such a long time, but why don't we do the simple thing? The simple pimple. But this looks so nice. I don't understand why we're. Or I mean, you don't even do you even have to play this? I don't know because you can just also play like break king f2, f2 here, same thing. Apparently you can take here. Okay, yeah. Well, sure. But point remains. I mean, you can do loads of things here. Um, but okay. I mean, we'll see how it goes. The thing is, like, you don't really have. I mean, what else are you gonna do as black here? I don't like. I'm surprised it wasn't just taken instantly. I mean, I guess you could do something like this. Maybe you can run away. And you're like, haha, just kidding, just testing you, just testing you. Well, Sarah is thinking, so maybe that's a good sign, you know. Um, oh, Emma wants to draw against Marina. Lovely. Ah, are they gonna repeat? Oh no. Okay, Marina does not want to. Understandable. Emma playing the psychological games, though I like it. Um, Bishop f6 was played. Told you. Does seem very natural. And it's still, I mean, I don't know why it says mistake. It's like 0.3 difference or something. And both are very good for black. Um, wait, what? Oh, never mind. Okay, just I was like, what? Um, so what do you play here? Okay, knight a4 was played, helping us out here. Well, okay, so g4 seems logical. Knight g1, castles. I don't know. I mean, I really like black here. I really like black. But okay, I mean, I'm also not entirely sure what the knight is doing. What is knight a4 all about? Does she want bishop c3 or that doesn't really. Maybe. I guess maybe that works, yeah. Maybe she wants to neutralize that way. Maybe that makes sense. Could have considered this, I think. Just to stop g4. So we don't. But maybe we can play it anyway. Yeah, maybe you don't want this either. Yeah, yeah, okay, okay. Um, we have to play knight g1 there anyway. But at least then you have tension. So castling isn't as easy. Um, but yeah, not totally sure. Um, wait, what was this? What? I don't know. Um, okay, takes. Image. Yeah, okay. So now we'll see what the big idea was. Maybe she wanted to sack a pawn and play c4, c5. That's a possibility, I guess. Rook takes. I mean, this doesn't look like it's obviously losing or anything. So I don't know. It was just a didn't want to play e4 kind of thing. They had a game in the Jabava ages ago, and then she wanted. It's more like a. It wasn't necessarily a positional thing, and she felt excited about it. Okay, bishop takes a7. Mistake, it says. I mean, big words by computer there. Big words. I don't really understand. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know what the idea was, though. It doesn't really make sense to me. Now we're in this end game where the knight is going to be good at blockading um, these pawns, and your pawn structure is just not very good. So I'm not sure what's happening. Worst case of all cases would be Diana loses, Alice draws, Alice plays Diana in the last round. Oh God, imagine. I guess they would just make a 5-move draw, but we would be deprived. That would be no, that would be terrible on all levels. Wait, so actually, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What happened here? So here, so okay, Arpita declining. The fucking damn, they're so ambitious. It's like, yeah, could take a draw against Alice, but no, we're going for it in a position that's not even like good for you. Um, okay, but Alice, Queen takes e3, no good. I mean, clearly no good as well because actually no, not clearly no good. Wait, why is it no good? Are you getting wrecked here or something? What's so bad about it? I mean, I guess it's also just not a great endgame. You were down a pawn. I mean, if you had to take here with the pawn, then it would be great, but um, and not so. So I don't know. I guess yeah. Should have just played bishop c6. Mm, that makes a lot of sense anyway. Open up our pieces. All our pieces are really kind of beautiful. Next we have the idea of going queen b6 again, putting more pressure. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a very curious decision by Alice. But I guess I don't know. There wasn't in the gambit spirit, you know. She sacked the pawn earlier, but now, yeah. I mean, she got it back, but not didn't end up with a great position. I mean, it's fine. Maybe she just thinks she can grind. Although I don't see how you grind this position too easily. Although, I mean, very hypothetically, if you do end up getting a 3-on-2 on the king side with like rook and knight versus rook and bishop or something like that, that can be quite unpleasant. But I mean, hard to imagine that from this position. Um, Yet. Okay, rook f3. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. Okay, Diana thinking, rook d1 check, king e6. And now, I wonder if she's thinking of something silly like a4. Okay, and then if this sacrificing, don't think this is ever gonna work. Actually, though, it would maybe work if this pawn was here, and then you could So can we like get one more move out of this? So okay, 8. No, and then you lose this pawn right away. Hmm. Yeah, we're kind of one tempo short. If we already had some of these moves on the board, that would be great. But it doesn't seem to work out that way. I don't know. I don't know. Ah, man, exciting times. Anyway, so wait, what happened to our rankings? What the hell? Yep, they disappeared. No, they're back. Um, so basically what's happening, as you can see on the table that was hidden for the whole time for some reason. Wait, does it like disappear if I do this? Anyway, like this it should work. Um, as you can see, Marina is leading the tournament. She's likely going to win, but she's not eligible for the title. In second, currently Nemain. Um, big underdog story. Okay. Huge underdog story. She was losing. She was. I mean, she's like 100 to 150 points lower than most of the other contenders. Um, and she's recently been dropping points. Mm, but this tournament has been going really well for her. And again, against Tosh, she seems to be doing quite well. So I don't know. Yesterday, Sarah, uh, Sarah, um, was losing and then had a draw, which I felt like was very doable. But then the king ran too far away and the pawn's promoted in an end game. I don't know if she was getting ambitious or something, but yeah. Well, this has been a bit of a tradition that non-Irish players win the Irish women's. Um, well, I say tradition. I mean, it's happened um, with Diana Matz as well. So, yeah. If all my pawns were already in the sixth rank, one of them brain promote. Exactly, that's the spirit we need. Um, okay, we traded more. Um, this is as Alice where I would sneakily offer a draw because, well, actually, no, I wouldn't. I don't think I've ever offered a draw actually. Um, but like, let's say if I was in the business of offering draws, then this might be a point where I would do it because only. I mean, listen, okay, computer thinks this is just tiny bit better for white, but Arpita has been doing really well, and I feel like well, I feel like black could relatively, well, it's definitely more believable that black messes it up than white. Let's just say that's my only point, I guess. Um, yeah. So I had a really beautiful ending yesterday, Halvard. Wait, maybe I can show it while we're waiting. Let me search for that real quick, like. Um, Wait, where's it? No, no. Wait, where's the game? What? Oh yeah, this one here. Wait, where should we start? Okay, let's maybe look at it from here. Um, where are we? 9 games without a draw. Well, Diana also hasn't been drawing. Um, okay, Bishop E3 was played. Computer says winning for black. Winning seems a little strong, but maybe not. I don't know. I mean, Rook C8, it does seem very unpleasant. Rook C4. I mean, if only we had something that could go on the light squares. Wouldn't that be nice? Maybe you should. I don't even know what to suggest here. So here, maybe you should play A4. Maybe, maybe something like this. You can't even do this because this. Something like this, though. Maybe you have chances. This doesn't look so hopeless. Wait, what? Mersey? Did you make a draw? Did she offer you a draw in this position? I neglected to mention this possibility. Okay, well, listen. What did you think about the position? That was a classic Sarah Scott draw. Jesus Christ. What in the world? Oh my God. We were just going on about how lost your position is. Well done! Mind gamed the person. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like +3 or something. Yeah, well, I don't understand why you played knight d6. That was weird. At b6? B6 when? Here? Like b6 here? Yeah. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. But we were thinking, why not just a4? A4, and she goes here, you go here. It looks great. I don't know. I wonder what the expected, like somebody should calculate the expected value of the positions that Sarah agrees to draw in. Like she must be like, I don't know, down so many points by not playing on. This is very strange. Ah, that's so good. That's so good that it's a draw. Okay. Well, what did you think about the opening? I did warn you about the queen takes d1. I did warn you she might be like Mersey endgame. Okay. Well, well. Looks like Nemain is not winning, but better against Tosh, so that's something to look forward to. Yeah, I mean, draw is good. Draw is good. I mean, we're happy about this. I don't understand. You have to explain to me what the idea behind 96 was, though. What was the big plan here? Like you're trading off all of your stuff that's good on the queen side, and then you're left with like these weak pawns against the strong pawns. I don't know. Anyway, good job. Draw is a draw. Is a draw. I can't believe. Well, actually, I can totally believe. I should have seen this coming. Actually, this is always what happens. Nope. It's like Marina winning now. Just sometimes this is so fascinating. Sometimes you just have to bring your pieces close to the king and you win. Um, Ba-doom, bada-boom, bada-boom. Listen, this is computer. I don't know. I'm not claiming ownership of this. Well, this hasn't been played, by the way. Oh, and she played Queen H5, which apparently not good. You jinxed her, Halvard. Although this happened 15 minutes ago, so I guess your culpability is reduced. I like the idea though. So takes, you want takes and oops and mate. Um, kind of nice. So now we're gonna see Bishop E7, I assume, and then you go back and we're like, ah, just kidding, just kidding. I was just messing around. Come on, chill. Okay, and then who knows what's gonna happen next? But yeah, I don't know. Also, Mersey just skedaddled. She was like, oh, got the eval, ran away. Got the eval and ran away. Yay, yay, yay. Um, let's actually message her. Well, on the other hand, um, this could spell a variety of problems. So if Nemain wins against Tosh, the tournament is over. I think so. Yeah, um, it might be over anyway. To be honest, if they draw, because Nemain has played. Okay, she's played Suzanne. She won't have many points, and she has a bye, I guess. So I don't know how that works with tie breaks. Does anybody know how this works? What are the tie breaks actually? Let's research. Unless anybody knows what the tie breaks are. Um, Tournament details. Um, I don't know. Doesn't really say anywhere. Maybe it says on chess results. Oh god, I messed it. Oops. Okay, we're back. Um, Hold on. So, oh, tie breaks. Direct encounters first tie break. That's the worst tie break of all time. Oh my god, that's really bad. What the hell? That's crazy. Who comes up with direct encounter being first tiebreak? Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so that means that Diana has 3.5, Nemain has 4. That means that if Nemain draws, Diana can't win anymore. Um, if Tosh wins, Diana can win by beating Tosh. Um, this doesn't make any sense. How does it make any sense to have tiebreak? Sorry, direct encounters first tiebreak, because you might have 3 people tied who didn't all play each other. It's not a round robin, so how does tiebreak of direct encounter make any sense? I don't understand how that works. Anyway, well, also, I guess there's also a situation where Diana, let's say against Tosh wins against Nemain. Diana wins against Tosh, and Nemain draws against whoever she plays in the next round. In the last round, that would be um, a 3-way tie between them, and it would be a circle. So Diana beat Tosh, Tosh beat Nemain, Nemain beat Diana. So that would probably then mean second tiebreak. And there, I think Nemain's doing well. So we kind of need. So what we need to happen is, okay, what we need to happen is Tosh needs to beat Nemain. That's essential. Then Diana needs to be paired with Tosh, which I think is pretty much, well, actually, it's not forced now because Diana didn't win. Hmm. But it's not unlike, well, actually, it's very unlikely now because if there's other pairings available, because Tosh had 2 whites in a row and Diana had 2 whites in a row. So actually, I don't think that can even work anymore. And they're not on the same points. Unless Alice draws with Arpita, in which case nobody would have as many points as Diana. So then they would have to play anyway, right? Yeah, no, I just thought if there's someone on the same points as Diana, then Tosh might be paired with them ahead. But actually there won't be anyone on the same points. There won't be anyone on 3.5. Um So in that case, that would still be Diana against Tasha. Then we would hope that Nemaine gets Alice, and then Alice beats her, which I think Alice would be motivated to do because Alice's Olympiad spot is also on the line. She doesn't want, well, I mean, just if we if we assume that Alice is interested in securing her Olympiad spot, she doesn't want Nemaine to get one. At least, she doesn't want her to get one from, being seeded and um, without having the rating. Yeah, that would be, oh God. Although I'm also not sure if Laura is actually playing the Olympiad. She's been she's not been playing this year at all. So I'm not sure if she's even interested. I think she's studying now. She's doing medicine at uni, I think. So maybe she's busy. You've had triple white ones? Nice. Damn, damn, damn. So, Queen H7. Interesting. Okay, Queen A6 looks interesting, so we're activating it. I don't like, well, I mean, you can also try to defend your pawn, I guess, but I like the counterattack. Um, I don't know, the knight is a little bit helpless here. It's not really going nowhere. Actually, so what if here, I think we can just try to bait um, this. We can also think about this. We have a strong pawn. Oh, apparently a knight takes it better. It's an interesting one. I'm interested. I'm intrigued. Okay, Rook D2 was played quickly. I mean, okay. I mean, nothing wrong with it. Um, it's not so easy to know what to do here as black either. It's actually a weird kind of position, right? Because you have a nice center, but it's not exactly sure because, like, it's not exactly clear what to do with it because, like, white can has kind of an open queen side to go to and to put some pressure, and then also could have ideas of g4, h4, or something like that to break open the king side. So you have to be a little bit careful. Kind of not the most obvious position to play. Also, if you ever want to push a pawn, then you're going to give white some squares. So I would personally, if I was, okay, I say that, if I was her, I would probably think here for a little. Although you could always play like rook b8 to do quickly, which she does do, which makes sense. Um, it does make sense to do that quickly. But maybe after this, think about it for a second. Unless you just want to double. But I'm not sure if that's like the best plan. I mean, I'm sure it's not bad, but I I wouldn't know if I didn't have better, is my point. Anyway, um, so Diana drew. And can't believe we drew here. That's crazy. Sarah really is the draw impersonated, not impersonated, incarnated. Incarnate. The draw incarnate. The draw offer more like incarnate. It's wild. Anyway, um, I think, yeah, I don't know. What happened here then? Yeah, bishop b7 was played, knight h3. Sensible. This looks kind of like it could be a Diana position, you know? This looks like something that we could have got out of a King's Indian attack or something. The knight sort of bouncing about, queen somewhere on the king's side. It's not 100% clear what's happening, but we're vaguely hinting at attacking. I'm very bad at these positions. I'm like, I don't know, what do my pieces do over here? How do I mean, we can make threats, but like, then they go away, and then what? I don't know. Let's see what she does with it. Maybe she has some experience from yesterday's game against Diana. Um, yeah, I don't know. Should we continue doing this even though Diana's game is over, or no? Is anyone still interested? If you're interested, make the sub goal go up. Not the sub goal, the plus goal go up, just so I know. Of course, we should continue. All right, okay. Well, there is another round as well, so we're definitely continuing in that way. This is Arpita against Alice game. This could be a long affair. They have so much time as well. I guess things have been going quite quickly. Actually, everybody's been playing very quickly. This is interesting because I see often in these kinds of events that like there's a lot of thinking very early. But here doesn't seem to be the case. So yeah, Tosh here. Things to think about. Similarly, Tosh has a lot to think about here. Just like everyone is tired. Maybe. Don't you do you play faster when you're tired? Maybe. You don't think she's gonna win? Listen. I think this is a total three results position, to be honest. Like this is so I don't know, there's a lot going on. Like you can easily make a mistake here, surely. If you overpress on the wrong side of the board, and then you get owned on the other, not the wrong side of the board, but you know what I mean. Oh boy. Oh. Let's see. Are there? What about the other games? Orla against Suzanne. Let's just look at it for kicks. I wonder if Orla's ancestors were doormen, or if it's just a quirk of naming convention. Um, who knows? Anyway, looks nice for white. Nice control over the b file. Space advantage. I mean, this is very nice because black never got to play like, you know, do any counterplay on the king side. This is lovely. Um, what's another game we haven't looked at? Nothing. Oh, actually, never mind. This one, that's allegedly a win. Okay, looks like Mandakai is winning here, even though Chestercom still thinks she lost. Just playing it friendly here. So White's best move apparently Bishop b6. Okay, right. Interesting. Yeah. Let's, I don't know. Let's admire the draw that came here. Didn't get updated. Need to call Kramnik to investigate. Yeah, I doubt it's gonna happen in this game. Um, although, I mean, these moves come easier when you're losing anyway. So, in that sense, I guess it's more likely. Okay, Emma's been thinking after knight h3. There's been some moves here. Yeah, this is what I mean. Computer already liking white a bit more. You can easily imagine that you have to make some weaknesses and you have to be careful. You might drop a pawn. Oh, there's rook b4. Never mind. Oh, but you take with the rook. Um, right, let's just look. Emma's asking where she went wrong. I mean, nowhere really, I guess. F5 was played, okay. Lashing out, trying to create some space. Often a useful defensive move, for sure. So it makes sense that Emma would be thinking about it. Computer doesn't like it. Um, your light squares are very weak now, and all sorts of things are coming in on the light squares. So you have to, yeah, you're in a bit of danger here. Let's see how it goes. Let's see our main match of the remaining matches. Okay, see, going for the simple double, but maybe a bit simplistic. No, no. You could also think about like aggressive things. Then maybe reroute the knight or something. Rook e8's a bit annoying. Yeah, but I don't know. I can totally see White winning this. Can totally see it happen. I have a headache. It's freaking unpleasant. Probably have like post OTB tournament sickness, which is the worst kind of sickness. The worst kind. Oh, did our Peter hang a piece or something? Why did Jester come say? Oh, uppity doo! What? What in the world is that? Your thing is gonna be hanging. Your thing is gonna be hanging. No. Okay. Um. Well, that is unfortunate. Well, it's fortunate, I guess, because she also gave the rook instead of. Can you not give the bishop somehow? Like here. And this is not even that clear. I mean, no, you have here maybe. No, apparently this is not even. Okay, so I guess you go here. Okay. I mean, that's wild. Sometimes they do just break. I don't understand. Like she's been playing so well, and then like for no reason, everything you just give a whole rook. That's odd. I mean, you're not gonna win with your three little pawns. I'm sorry. That's not happening. That really is not happening. I was so I was so mad after my first round of this tournament that I played. Like I was playing against some young Indian kid, and he was like 1950 or something. I was like, oh god, great fucking pairing for round one. But actually, it was totally manageable. I got a winning position, and then I just blew it so hard. Like in time trouble, as soon as I got into time trouble, I just didn't see anything anymore. And then I blundered, I blundered a pretty simple. Well, I mean, I blundered a tactic. I saw it after I moved. He didn't even see it then. Played a different move that got into sort of equal. Well, let's say. I mean, he had a pawn more, but it was holdable. And then I just blunder again with like 1 minute, and I could have just made a draw right there, like complete draw in two moves. And instead, I played the wrong move first and lost because I didn't see a tactic. I was like, what the hell? I was so useless with no time. And then I was like, usually it's very, it really determines how my tournament goes. Like the first round has a lot of influence. But this time, it went okay after. So is this game still going, or what's happening? I don't, surely we can end this. I mean, this is even worst possible case because you can't move any of your pawns. So the king will just run in and take all of them. And your bishop can't move either, so I don't understand why we played bishop a6. Not that it matters, but oh boy, that's crazy. That is crazy. Well, good for Alice. Well, I mean, good-ish. I mean, this is the frustrating thing about this. She's still only 1600. Um, okay, let's see what's happening here. Oh, so she took with the bishop first instead of knight takes, bishop takes. Hmm. Okay. Computer wants this, which I don't understand. I mean, maybe. Oh, never. Oh, wait. So, okay. Wild. Wild line. Um, interesting. Not happening in my current state of freaking mental disrepair. Okay, we're really playing this, are we? It is a whole rook, you know. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe Alice should spice it up a little. You know, give away the knight just for kicks. Make it an interesting position. You know, fair is fair. Oh, f4 is played. Alvard? Alvard. I did say, didn't I? I did say that Tosh might win. Knight e2, very nice. Okay, now, kind of a decision. Okay, knight d4 is played. So now we're like saying, take my pawn. I'll get your two rooks against the queen. Um, or we just leave it there. It's also possible, but we are getting mated. Oh, never mind, never mind, never mind. We're doing this and we're doing this. Huh? Ha, my bad. I am blind. No, I'm not blind. What happened here? Oh, we take now. So we move and then we lose on C2. Yeah, okay, so this is what we would do, I guess. Not sure if that's exactly the intention. Still don't believe that white will win? Ah, come on, come on. Well, I mean, if you get a little bit of time, you definitely win this with white, right? Like, let's just say you get one more move here as white, you're in great shape. Let's say it's white's move. I don't know, how can we pass? It's hard to pass. Let's say you go here for some reason. Well, no, you hang it on. Let's say you go, does this hang anything? Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. Let's say you go here, and then you go like, for example, well, either I don't know, just b3, and then you go rook e3 or something like that. You're just super stable, and then eventually you can think of taking on g5 and things of that nature. Bishop's terrible. You have total control. Reroute your queen somewhere useful. No, I think this is good chances for Tosh. Good chances. And we have become briefly the Tosh fan club in here. Oh, let's see. Let's see Alice's magnificent technique. Okay, that was. Can't believe we didn't manage to keep a pawn on the board, but I guess it doesn't matter at all. That's that's. I don't know. Okay, doesn't matter, I guess. So we're gonna make her mate with the rook, I guess, or what's happening? Are we playing this out? Or Pita's got nowhere to be. Okay. Okay, Marino looked good. This is actually, it might look irrelevant to the tournament, Marina being far ahead and also not eligible for the title, but um, and Emma also not being eligible for the title, but it might affect pairings because Emma hasn't played against Nemain yet. Um, so if Emma had won, she could have got paired with Nemain. Um, so we don't want that. What the pairings we want is um, I don't know who Marina is going to play, to be honest. She's played Alice, she's played Tosh, she's played Diana, she's played Nemain. Oh, so I guess Marina against Sarah is going to be the pairing, very likely. So Marina against Sarah. Then we want Tosh against Diana, Nemain against Alice. And we want Alice to win, Diana to win, and the rest doesn't matter. So, yeah, that is the way to victory for Diana. It's not too terribly unlikely, I would say. Anyway, um, okay, okay. I think she might have resigned here, unless she's letting her clock run down. Out of tilt. Aha! Bishop d7. Halvard. Halvard. King h4. Rook takes g4 pre-move. All right. Halvard playing for tricks. Um, I don't know. I am saying you could definitely win this. Your knight's definitely better than this trashy bishop. Always retreat. Exactly. Exactly. The main has learned the way of the retreat. Okay, so I will say the move here is a little bit unintuitive. It says +1 with c4, which, I mean, it is opening the position. This king is pretty open, but on the other hand, there's also there's also this light square bishop, your king. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, not the completely most intuitive way. I would much I would if I had to move the c pawn, I would definitely uh, play c3 before I play c4. It does come with the downside of locking in your queen. So I do kind of understand why this might be worse. But on the other hand, you could maybe play queen a6, queen e2, or something like that. Anyway, why is it a mistake to retreat? or in this position? Well, I mean the line goes like this. It's very concrete. Um, and here you maintain um, sort of the tempo. The thing is, positionally, the reason why retreating is like conceptually bad here is because like you just don't have this bishop's really bad. Um, like positionally, you're not in good shape here. You have a bad bishop, your rooks, I mean, they're kind of putting pressure, but not it's not that dangerous. Um, and your king position um, is also or can also be a little bit unsafe. Um, so that's why not necessarily the specific move is bad, but like you need to do something active because statically your position is bad. So after c3, for example, which is not the best move, but like um, it's just a bit unpleasant to play for black. It's not that bad, allegedly. And I mean, it does make sense. I mean, you do have some assets as well. Um, that this queen is a bit stuck. That this pawn here is potentially useful. Sometimes you can also, in the future, at some point, have ideas around sacking this pawn and getting your pieces active again. Another thing that, like, the bishop here is a little bit awkward for your rooks. It's harder to swing the rooks around. So it's harder to control the f file, for example, which might become relevant. Yeah, I don't know if this queen was already over here, this would be very nice, but it's not. So we'll see. Um, or maybe Tasha is going to play c4, although you know, not not convinced that it's the most natural thing in the world. Ooh, man, I'm seeing there's going to be Speed Chess Championship, Hans Niemann against Dingler, and oh my god, that's fun. Wait, it's already over? No, no, okay, that's just from last time they played. Um, oh no, it's prediction. They're saying Hans will win. No. Ding-a-ling, ding, ding. Go. Come on. That's crazy. Um, C3 was played. I like it. I agree with that move. Um, all right. Actually, we could look at Tosh's stream and try to see what the position looks like now. Okay, loads of things happened. Okay, I don't know. We'll do it a different way, will we? No. Actually, this is a bit annoying. There seem to have been quite a lot of moves made. So the queen is on um, e3 somehow. Actually, I'll just make random moves, okay? So I'll just make random moves. Ignore the exact moves that I'm making, okay? Ignore that I'm hanging the queen or anything. Um, yeah, I think this is the position. Oh, but it's white's move. Okay, this can't be true. Damn. Okay. Okay. Now this is position. um, I think, as far as I could tell from. Yeah, that's what I said, Halvard. Are you listening? I said, don't pay attention that I'm hanging my queen. I'm just setting up the position as it is without the delay. Okay, so, oh shit. Now it went away from the position. So yeah, queen a6. I was suggesting this. Apparently, it doesn't like my suggestion. Oh yeah, because c4 once again. But otherwise, best move. Um, but okay, I think we got this position, and the main is thinking. Do I fully guarantee that this is correct? I'm not sure, but I think it is. I think it is. Now we do have a little bit of coordination trouble here. It would be lovely if we could just put our stuff on the F file. You know, I feel like if we trade off all the heavy pieces, we're in great shape. Um, but it's not so easy. And we'll see how it goes. Ah, so this was the actual. This was the actual variation. That makes a lot of sense. She played b3, yeah. b4 would have been interesting as well. Faux show. Muted. Okay, in the main played bishop f3. Okay, that feels like kind of helping us. Um, okay, let's just say rook f1 real quick, just for a kick. So g4, and now you're really cemented in. Can't we start playing on this side of the board now? Like, I don't know. We'll go king b2, and we'll go b4. Well, unclear how exactly we're gonna do it. Maybe we're gonna like b4, a4, king a3, and go something, make something happen there, or I don't know. Interesting plans. I definitely think that Tosh can win this. I think the main dispositional thing, it's not quite it's not quite up to it right now. Okay, let's go. Wait, what did Tosh play? Definitely in the main played g4. Um, Tosh played king b2. Okay, and she played g4. Okay, I don't know. I mean, this could be a very long game, but also definitely one you could win. It is the only thing is like we have to be a bit careful about um, our king. So wherever we put it, it's not entirely clear how we're going to be safe if we want to play it on the queen side. I think that is going to be the challenge. I'm not sure how we are going to engineer that, but I think okay. Tosh hasn't moved yet. I think not getting too low on the clock might be a good thing. Um, yeah, we're just well. Let's just quickly check on Marino's game, I suppose. Okay, Black now looks very discoordinated. Looks like he just threw the pieces and then they randomly fell down. Anyway, just talking up the words. As long as black doesn't win, we're happy. Are we? No, I think we need black to lose. We do need black to lose. Um, well, I guess we. Well, it depends, I suppose, on the second tie breaks. I mean, we definitely need her to lose. Um, either now. Well, best would be if she loses now and next game. Um, because yeah, if there's no tie breaks, um, that is going to be a problem. As in, like, if Diana doesn't have the better tie breaks, that would be a problem. Tosh, you do want to make a move though here. Come on. Oh, wait. What? Oh, never mind. We did make a move. Wait, what was the move? I'm confused. Wait, what was Black's move? I don't. So I guess she played knight c2, and then what did Black play? Oh, she played rook e7, and then she played knight b4. Interesting would have been queen g4, I feel like, and then maybe knight e3. Knight's good blockader. Blockader. Queen d4 looked very lovely, but okay, we can maneuver. Um, so knight c2 and then knight c4 was played. The thing is, so what if they play this? Don't we? Isn't this something we want to do anyways, Black? I don't know. Okay, we'll see. Oh yeah, that is what she did. But I guess it gives us another chance to play queen d4 at 92, at 93. She's thinking about it. What is she thinking about? Where else are you going to go? Are you going to go to D? Well, you could, I suppose. Just thinking about it. I guess it does make sense. Can jump to f4 maybe. No, okay. She goes to c2, I think, from what I can tell. Yeah, we're definitely cheering for Tosh here. It may always look so bored. I don't know. On camera, it's very like she's like, oh, whatever. Wait 1 second. We're gonna take a little break here. 1 moment, please. Frick, darlings, we jinxed it. They drew. God damn. Well, listen, it's fine. We just we just need we just need Nemain to be paired with Alice, preferably, so that she loses, and then we need Diana to beat Tosh. That's still fine. That's still okay. Um, depending on Nemain's tiebreaks. Alternatively, listen, alternatively, um, if this is actually in a way, listen, in a way, if Diana now loses to Tosh, as long as Nemain loses to Alice, um, that still means that at least it won't be Nemain getting the win, which we don't really care who gets the win. Like, we're not biased against her. We're only because she's lower rated, which means she's a less of a danger to knock Diana out of contention by rating. That's all. So, um, yeah, that's why we're rooting against the main. No, no biases otherwise. Anyway, we'll not watch the other thing because it doesn't matter to us. So I'm gonna raid someone, and then we're going to be back later. I think four. And meanwhile, I'll raid someone. Who are we raiding? And this is so weird, by the way. Like, there's so many draws just for the sake of drawing, I swear. Okay, I don't know who we're rating. We're rating. Oh, actually, we can't rate anyone, so whatever. Never mind. We're not rating anyone. I'll just end the stream, and I will see you later. Goodbye.